Chip Live. I have a super special Chip Live today because I have an amazingly special lady with me today. I have Miss Patty Phillips. Hi, Miss Patty Phillips. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank
Great,
you.
awesome. So, okay, guys, Miss Patty Phillips and I have a long history of sorts, right? From a long time ago. And I just wanted to talk to her a little bit about kind of that history, that past a little bit, and then lead into the today and why she's now an active black belt and even part of our leadership team and really an integral part of Team Chip and Abilene, right? So, all right, Miss Patty, what about life? Tell us a bit about yourself, your career, what you do, that sort of thing.
I am, by education, a respiratory therapist who is actually watching people sleep now. You guys are sleeping, I'm awake watching you sleep.
So does that mean you're not a lark? That means you're an owl.
A night owl.
A night owl, right? That's that right, exactly, right. So you're not the lark the early morning. You're a lark because you're forced to be because you're awake in the morning.
We have discovered in our marriage, Randy and I, that we work so well because he's the morning person and I'm the night person.
Opposite attracts, balance each other. Got some yin and yang.
This is year number 33 of working nights.
Ooh, 33 years of working nights.
Nights.
Are you serious?
Yes.
God, another reason Miss Patty's my hero, working nights for 33 years. There's no way that I could do that. That's crazy. So, all right, now this could double over as a Married Like a Champ video. Now you know that, right? Because
sure.
Mr. Randy and Miss Patty, Mr. Randy is Miss Patty's husband. He is also one of our Team Chip Black Belts. But Mr. Randy, how long have you guys been married?
This year will be 39 years.
Whoa! 29 for 10 years?
29 for 10 years, yeah.
39 years of marriage. So not only are they amazing people, but there's an amazing marriage that's going on. You have two amazing kids out there in the world doing great things, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about the kiddos.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just a little bit. This is not licensed to go for an hour or my battery will die.
Our son Dwight lives here in town.
Right.
He's married, been married for 11 years.
Nice.
In fact, Saturday was their anniversary.
Nice.
He has an absolutely wonderful career in computer world.
Technology.
Technology.
Right. Cool.
And basically loving life. He and his wife both. She works for New Horizons, the foster kids and stuff like that. She has a super social worker heart. And then there's our daughter, Jaylyn, who is a captain in the Air Force, presently stationed in Germany.
Nice.
And hair, 90 to nothing and hair on fire, that is Jaylyn.
Absolutely. So the cool thing is if it's okay if I tie it together. So whenever Glenn Ann and I took over the Taekwondo school 24 years ago now, Dwight and Jaylyn were actually students on the mat, right?
Yes, sir.
And Dwight and Jaylyn were a couple of our very early black belts. They were color belt students coming up whenever we took over, and so that's really powerful. So I wanted to kind of tie that together because I'm hoping that maybe some of the influence from that mat and earning their black belts has influenced that 11-year marriage for Dwight and that kind of hair on fire captain in the Air Force for Jaylyn, that sort of thing, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Cool.
And Jaylyn trained here for like 18 months before she actually went into the Air Force. And there's too many stories of, I got this at Team Chip, I got this.
Nice.
If it's not the combat training, it was the leadership training. It was all there.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. So we'll kind of refocus. I wanted to clarify something with Jaylyn. She and Dwight had both earned their black belts years ago. And then, got into kind of junior high school and veered away some into other activities in life. And then went to school, got degrees, and then she came back and trained for a while and kind of polished up and before she joined the Air Force, right? And
yes.
went to right. Okay.
Yes.
So super cool. So she got 18 months back in here before she went and took on the career in the Air Force.
Absolutely wonderful 18 months. Yes.
Nice. Well, thank you for that. All right. So Miss Patty, I want to talk to you. So your career was respiratory therapy, then you transitioned into sleep studies. So you monitor people sleeping, right?
Correct.
So what happens when people can't get to sleep? Do you have like a club you hit them with or something?
No, we rock them to sleep.
We rock them to sleep, seriously?
We go outside and get the big rocks and start throwing.
Nice. Otherwise, they move times.
That is the one that'll take and settle them down.
Right.
But that's okay. I'll rock you to sleep, but I have to get the big rocks first.
Big rocks. That is awesome. All right. So All right. Well, I'm just going to kind of stay on track with our video. What kind of challenges do you face with like your work, your industry, things like? Is there anything that you'd be willing to share with us that's kind of tough sometimes?
It's getting worse all the time because of the way insurance and whatnot is going.
Right.
To even have patients to have a job.
Right.
It's getting to that point where, you know, like over December, January, I was having half weeks instead of whole weeks because insurance has gotten to be such a booger bear. That right now is the biggest challenge
for you.
as far as doing our job. I'm a people person.
Right.
And having worked in a hospital proper for 20 some odd years, and now I'm working with people who they have a sleep disorder, but they're not sick.
Right.
This is a wonderful job.
Right. That is awesome, right?
And I tell Dr. Ye all the time, she's given me the best job ever.
That's awesome. Well, interesting fact, Dr. Ye is also a secondary black belt in our program as well, which is really super cool.
Yeah.
Amazing, sweet lady, and an awesome athlete as well. So very cool. So what do you love? And you kind of already hit on a little bit. What do you love about what you do? I'm guessing kind of the fact that you're not dealing with sickness directly all the time.
The one thing that we consistently do is we change lives.
Right.
We have people that come in that are tired, that are grumpy, that are sick, that have high blood pressure, that have this, that have that when you fix their sleep, it's kind of,
It's amazing, right?
Yes. I've had one guy that was so angry at me because I said that he had sleep apnea and put him on CPAP. He was angry.
Right.
Then I see him 6 weeks later and he's going, oh my gosh, you saved my life.
Saved my life.
You know, and you're just kind of going, okay, so we're friends now?
Wow. That is amazing, right?
Yes.
The kind of assumptions we have. And also, you know, sleep, you know as well because you're in the industry, but sleep is massive. The studies that are being done on sleep just across the board for you know, all the way from infants to kids to teens, adults, early adults, and mature adults, you know, or older adults, how important sleep is. I read a study recently, and you may be able to make some corrections for me, but they did a study on military guys that were shooters out on the range, and my numbers are a little rough because it's been a few months since I read it, and basically they said that at 8 hours, these guys, not under duress, just relaxed on the shooting range firing, were like 98+% accurate. At 7 hours, it dropped to like, you know, 88%. It wasn't a huge change. But when you drop down to like 4 hours, they were only like 36% accurate, strictly because they weren't getting rest, they weren't getting sleep, and basically they were operating as a slightly intoxicated person at 4 hours sleep. And you know, for a young, well, I'll say a young man, myself, it was a badge of honor for years to go, man, I worked 15 hours today, I got 3 hours sleep last night, I got the kids up, took care of them, life's good, and I'm back to work. When I didn't realize for years that I was really just kind of grinding myself into a hole until one day I actually passed out. Walking down a sidewalk, my body shut down. And got a real big reminder of the importance of sleep, right?
Sleep is huge. In fact, the reason sleep medicine is now is they figured out that so many of these other things, high blood pressure, diabetes, stuff like that, are exacerbated, made worse by bad sleep.
Right. Exacerbated by poor sleep, exacerbated by poor diet.
Yes.
And lack of exercise, which is a great segue.
Yes.
Right? So Miss Patty, I just wanted to ask you, so you're a busy lady, you work nights, your husband works days, he teaches school and has an amazing career as well. And I know that it's got to be tough sometimes, but why do you, as a mature adult, why do you add martial arts to your plate? Why do you put that on there?
Well, initially it was a need for an exercise program.
Okay.
Because I'd had gastric bypass surgery.
Okay.
And walking wasn't enough. The doctor told me, he says, you can't just do that. You have to do more.
Wow.
Jaylin was training, says,
Right.
come to Taekwondo with me. And I said, "Ugh." I was 54, 55 years old. I said, I'm too old. I can't do that.
Is it okay if I repeat that? 54, 55 when you started?
Yes.
How long have you been training now?
This is the 7th year.
7 years. Sticking with it for 7 years. That is so awesome because so many people get into a fitness program and, right?
Yep.
So.
And I just flat told her, I'm too old. I can't do that. She says, how do you know? Have you tried? know. And then my other thing was, because I had been so heavy for so long, getting out of the floor was an impossibility for me without having something to push up on.
Right.
So she says, get down on the floor, and if you can't get up, I'll help you.
Right.
I stood up.
Nice.
And it was like, okay. She says, it'll be all right. Karen will take care of you. Miss Karen will take care of you.
Right.
Just come to class with me.
Right, right. Well, Miss Karen, by the way, is a 20-year, 4th degree black belt that's also kind of our program director and office manager and does everything around here. So she's a rock star as well.
Yep.
So you've been training for 7 years. Do you have any regrets out of those 7 years or just around training?
No.
No?
The only regret, and Randy and I both consistently say this, and the reality is we could not have, but we wished we'd have done it when the kids did it back in the 90s.
Back in the 90s, gotten started earlier, right?
Yes. The reality is, we were a struggling family. There's no way we could have afforded all 4 of us to go.
Right.
But the wish was that we could have.
Right, right. Understood. Yeah. Understood. Well, the reality is this, it's never too late to start.
You're exactly right.
And I think that's the point, part of the point of our conversation today is it's for everybody. And if I had a penny for every person I had met and just said, hey, you should try a class, and they look at me and they go, I could never do that. I'm too old. I'm out of shape. I'm this. I'm not flexible. When they fail to realize that's what we're here to help you develop, right? And at the end of the day, being able to defend yourself is massively important to us, but it's kind of becomes almost a byproduct once you're in the culture and understand what's going on, and your brain's challenged by learning technical skills, and your body's challenged through exercise, and it's really fun. So I'm gonna ask you maybe a strange question, but do you think and be completely honest, but do you think your confidence changed in your time here, your personal confidence, or do you think you stayed the same, or has it helped you in any way in that way?
In different situations, yes.
Okay, cool.
There's some places where you're just comfortable, your work area, and you excel there just fine, and your confidence level is fine.
Absolutely.
Where it changes is you're in a gym with 20 other people, a workout mat, and it doesn't matter what's going on. Right. What you're doing is what you can do, and you know that's what you can do, and that is a level of hoo-ah.
Yeah, hoo-ah, I like that. Nice. Okay, so here's the next question. Let's just assume that there's another professional lady like yourself that sees this, that's just sitting out there, or even a man too, that is going, I've thought about fitness, even going to the gym, just something, but more specifically martial arts will say that they're on the fence. I've heard it was good for me, but I'm not sure. I go, what would you say to them to encourage them? What would be encouraging words from you as someone who's experienced kind of the process a little bit to them?
Well, martial arts in itself is so rounded. I mean, you're getting cardio, you're getting stretching, you're getting strength training, you're getting some of all of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Rather than going to a yoga class and a weight class and a cardio class, you come to martial arts and you get all of that.
Wow. Well said. Well said. All right, so I'm going to steer this conversation a little different direction. So what is the best piece of advice, just something you're willing to share, you feel like anybody ever gave you?
In Taekwondo?
Just anything you want to share. Best piece of advice you ever got.
My dad once told me that life was too short to be living it yesterday.
Nice.
And then he also said, and my dad died when I was 19 years old. So some of the things that he said to us as we were growing up were really important to us because we had to hold on to those to a really long time.
Yes, ma'am.
And he also said that life is too short to not live every day to the absolute fullest. And this was years before he passed away. He's telling us, don't sit in a place and be unhappy. Don't work a job that makes you angry. Don't make life count every single day.
Right. That is awesome. That's worth the whole video right there, guys. Get out there and do something that you love, right? Find
Absolutely,
something you love.
yeah.
Even if you have to take a step back to take two forward, take the step, right?
Well, and can I take that one step further?
Sure.
Jalen went to college.
Mhm.
She got a degree in biochemistry and decided she couldn't do that.
Right.
So here we are as parents going, we just got this child through a 4-year degree, but wait a minute. If she's not going to like it,
Right.
life's too short to have a job you don't like.
Absolutely.
Find something you want to do.
Absolutely.
And she loves it.
And so she did, and now she loves her
Mhm.
job. Not to mention, she's serving our country every day in the Air Force, right?
Yes, she is.
That's awesome. I love that so much. All right, guys. So last thing, if you could recommend a book, any book, what would you recommend for someone to read?
Well, I read all kinds of books, but mostly I read science fiction and stuff like that. And right now I'm re-delving into a series called The Wheel of Time, which is good guys and bad guys, and you gotta,
Right.
the good guys have to figure out how they're gonna defeat all the bad guys. And Randy says, how many bad guys? 13.
Right.
How many good guys? Oh, about 20. How are you keeping up with all of them? You know what I got for Christmas?
What's that?
I got the guide that lets me keep up with everybody.
The guide to the books that you're reading.
Randy got me the guide for the books.
How awesome is that? That's a married like a champ moment right there. When your
Yes.
husband knows so well what to get you, right?
Yep.
Well, very good. Is there anything else you would like to share with the people out there that are possibly listening in? Anything, any advice? Because overall, this has been amazing.
I just can't encourage people enough to at least give martial arts a try. Teamship is a family. Every one of us
Right.
are a family. And what you get out is an incredible amount of not just physical fitness, but also mental, emotional care.
Right. Awesome. So guys, she made the comment martial arts, and she did mention teamship, but this is not about teamship. This is about, even if you're in my town and you find a good martial arts school, stick with it, man. Do martial arts. It's so beneficial in so many ways, in so many areas. Although we would love to have you, if you're out there in another country watching this right now, I encourage you to try martial arts. It's just great for your life. So, Ms. Patty, you are a rock star on the mat, off the mat, in life, and we appreciate you and love you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That is your Chip Live for the day. If you do, comment, let us know what you think, how you feel. Give us your best recommendations for what's your best advice in books that you read, things like that. We love to hear from you. Thanks, guys.